1, 2, okay. That's okay. So that's set up. So we get coffee. All right, guys. So as promised, second stream for the day, and it's well overdue. This video, the SMS color set, and it's called Rust. Okay, so I've had this in my possession now for, ooh, geez, it have to be at least 3 months or more. Right, so this was, yeah, kindly donated by the guys at the Scale Autos hobby store here in Mackay, and because they had it in, it's new into the shop, and they've got the entire range of the Scale Moller Supply products in store. So if you are in Mackay, or you're just swinging past, you're working the mines, or you're traveling up Queensland, whatever, and you manage to stop in Mackay, drop in the store. Okay, so they're in Shakespeare Street, big grey tin building, with the Scale Autos big sign. You can't miss it. It's a big yellow sign on top with cars and stuff on it. So yeah, so go and check it out. Tell them I sent you. Tell them you saw the video and you want to get some SMS products, right? And I've still got the glitter from the zinc. That's how, you know, I didn't get a chance to wash my hands either, guys. So I just finished spraying. So if you didn't watch my last video, looking at the advanced paints and how to thin them with airbrush thinners and all that sort of stuff, go check it out. I'll put the link down below in the description box. All right, so here's the color set. Most of their color sets come like this, okay? It's a black, nice heavy-duty black cardboard box. I guess it's actually quite thick. And pretty standard box, really. It's just a nice, sturdy box, so your stuff doesn't get crushed or anything during transit. And their motto is for the modeler, by the modeler, which is true. Scotty is a modeler, so he's been modeling for a very long time. Hence why the products actually work, and why they're so popular around the world. I mean, I've got a heap of it, actually. So opening up the box, it's a flip lid. Always comes, and you'll always find this foam inside, which is something you don't see a lot of. Just companies just tend to throw their products in a box. It rattles around, gets all scratched up, labels get destroyed, and you know, you want your stuff to look good, and that's how I am. I want my stuff to look good when I'm putting on my shelf, or you know, on my cabinets, whatever, where my paint racks are. So it's always there. All right, so we got 4 colors in this set. All right, so we're going to pull these out, and I'm not going to throw these away. These are going back in the box because I do leave these paints in the box itself. So we've got red oxide, red rust, we have dark orange rust, and the last color in the box we have light orange rust. Okay, and we're going to be looking at all 4 of these today. We're going to spray these. We're going to prime up. Well, you still need to prime because this was another out of the blue video that I decided to do. Spare the moment. There you go. All the sparkling sort of went over that. It kind of looks cool. That was just the last video I just done, guys. So yeah, so we're gonna have a look at these, and the test dummies for this video today is it's an old kit that I actually bought these for $1 from a second-hand store. I'm never going to build it. It's just $1. I just thought they'd be great for videos and spare parts and things like that. So We've got a engine out of a, I think it's a Tamiya Yamaha YZR 500. Okay, so we got that to spray. We got the side of a Tiger turret. Okay, that's gonna be one of our scapegoats. And we have the rear of a, what is it? It's a hind. Okay, so you got the hind hog build that you've seen. This is just the leftover stuff when I started chopping it up, so that's all that. All right, so they're the 4 things we're going to use to spray up. All right, so these are airbrush ready paints. So if you are familiar with the paints by SMS, they are airbrush ready. You can thin them down a little bit more if needs be. And we have discovered that you can add the clears to it in the advanced range, but if you need to make them more flatter or more glossier, you can add sort of stuff to it, but that's not this video. This video is to have a look at these colors and what we have here in front of us. So 30ml bottles, okay, nice glass jars. So, and here's a tip, don't put metal balls in these jars because they do smash. I've seen quite a few photos on Facebook where people have put metal mixing balls in these jars and they come out the side. I used to put mixing balls in them, but yeah, it was advised by Scott not to do it, so I took all mine out and now I just shake them up normally, and there you go. So first of all, we're going to just get these primed up. Okay, so like the last video, it's a live stream, very unprepared as I normally am on a Sunday because where are we? So we got the motorbike. All right, so for the rust, and I'm just about out of black, so all I'm going to do with this one is we got 5. Okay, so I got 5 bottles of this XF1 Tamiya flat black. So you can use this as a primer if you haven't got any primer laying around. I mean, I haven't got much left. I've got to get some more of this, and I really don't want to waste this because it's not for a video like this where I'm just wasting paint. All right, so we're gonna get some. Should we use? I want this to dry quick, so I'm just gonna grab some normal lacquer thinners, or actually no, I'm going to use my Mr. Hobby thinner, which is if you don't know what the bottle looks like. That's the small bottle, okay? You get the big 400s, the big bottles, but yeah, that's what that is, and that's just decanted into an old vape juice bottle, so they're easy to work with. All right, and oh shit, I don't even think of, there you go, I haven't either. So, bear with me, because I kind of forgot to clean the airbrush out from my last video. But any questions, feel free to ask. Alright, so just going to wipe this out, because I have had metallic flakes in this, and I am spraying black. I'm going to give this a really, really good clean out. Alright, so, and I'm not going to waste the Tamiya stuff. I'm just going to start dumping the diggers, lacquer thinners, into this. I'm just going to make some space on my bench for the tin. Okay. I hope this is turned on. Yeah, I'm just spraying out the gun in an old tin. Yeah, so I've been wanting to. I haven't really built anything that requires rust for quite some time. think my last few builds have been science fiction builds, like Macross jets. I did the Gundam scratch, the kit bash, but I'm working on that. Still working on that Hind Hog A10 Hind D thing. What do you want to call it? It's just a kit bash between two models, and I sort of chucked them together. So I haven't really had the opportunity. You can hand brush these rust ones too, even though they are airbrush ready. The solvents will help get the realistic rust effects by blending the layers together. Awesome. That's so cool. And Scott is back again. What's that? It's actually weird. Or with the sponge. Excellent. Okay. I've just got to find the lid to this. All right. So that's done. So because I've used lacquer thinners, I'm just going to run some Mr. Hobby thinners, acrylic thinners through the airbrush. And they're still metal coming out. I mean, I could have just used my other airbrush, but that just makes things easy, and I've still got to clean this out anyway, so okay, hopefully that'll clean it. If I get black flecks coming out on this base coat, it's only a demonstration video because I just want to see what this rust looks like, and I don't think the flakes underneath it should affect the rust itself over the black base coat. That's what I'm thinking. But I've been wrong many times. Okay, I hope you're having a good day too, Scott. I'm just chilling up here in Mackay. Kind of cooled down a little bit. It's been hot the last few days. I know you guys have been getting big storms down in Victoria. Okay, so just gonna get some more. So I don't think this Tamiya paint has already been pre-thinned like I normally do. All right, so that's it there. Just gonna dump a fair bit in. And then going to get a little cocktail stick. Oh, okay, not bad here. Just making some paints at the moment. Well, what else would you be doing on a Sunday? Okay. So we're just giving it a stir. Yep. Guys at SMS are just watching SMS videos on YouTube. What a way to spend Sunday. All right, so we're going to get this lid where we're done with it. All right, so I'm going to get rid of this black piece of card so I don't cover it. You see, that's where I've just, in the last video, so all the silver. And that was actually a cool demonstration too, so if you haven't watched it, check it out, because what happened in the last video, this wasn't meant to happen. The overspray from the zinc went over the lime green that I was spraying, and it could have come up with that. Now that's, yeah, the overspray of the green actually worked out pretty cool, so clear coat that. Yeah. All right. Hopefully this paint's not too thick. Turn it down. All right. So like in all the other videos, I'm going to put this aside because I don't want this damaged, because that's actually really cool. Right. So all we're going to do is I'm just going to chuck this on. And if any silver comes through, it's going to come through, which means I haven't cleaned out the airbrush properly. I mean, a little bit's coming out, not too. Hang on, let me zoom in a bit. Okay, so what we're doing. There you go. There you go. A little bit of a blockage in there. So there's no retarder in the Mr. Hobby aqueous thinners. It's just straight thinners. So hopefully, with the fan going, the window open, and it's actually quite warm outside, guys. So this paint should dry pretty quick. So the video itself will won't take too long to get rolling. But if you don't know much about airbrushing, then this is a kind of a video on not how to prime, because I'm just chucking it on here really thick, like really thick. Alright, so I'm just going to get this on. See, it's starting to dry already. Okay, this is going to be hard because this is black, so I'm just going to an alligator clip on a. You can make these too. I've made all these ones. You can buy them as well, so it depends on where you are. I know SMS do their own as well. So, but at that time, I just couldn't get my hands on any. So I had an electronics store in Gympie that sold like these in bulk. They were like, geez, I think I paid like $2 for 50 of these. So I mean, yeah, it's a no-brainer. And all I do is just add little sticks, little barbecue sticks on the end of them, crimp them down. Then I had like paint holders. So all right, so that should be enough of a primer base for these. So I don't care if paint gets on there. This is just to show you the rust. This is not like QMHE winning paint jobs. Okay, so I'm just going to crack this back open again, and then we're going to tip the excess black back in the pot. And now, because we are going to be using SMS paint, I'm just going to clear out this black, the Tamiya paint, with some lacquer thinners, because lacquer thinners doesn't hurt Tamiya. You can actually mix it with it, but I'm just going to clear out the black because I don't want to tint the rust, and I don't want contamination with the paint or anything. All right, so might give it one more little hit with some lacquers. I'm just using the Diggers hardware store lacquer thinners, I should say. Spray it out. Alright, so I'll tell you what, this SMS Dragonair airbrush is one of the hardest wearing airbrushes I've ever owned. So if you think about upgrading to an airbrush, Get yourself one. I think you won't be disappointed. I mean, you're going to get your fanboys and saying, you know, other brands are better or whatever. I tend to disagree. This thing's doing everything I wanted to do and more. And for the value for money that you pay for these things, it's like you can't go wrong. So definitely go and get yourself one. You will not be disappointed. Okay. All right, first color. Hopefully that will be dry by the time we get to it, because I've actually chucked it down pretty heavy on this one just because of all the nooks and crannies on it. Didn't really have to, but I did. Okay, so we're going to go through the first piece we painted to the last piece, because I'm trying to pick these in order so by the time we get to it, it'll be dry. So I think we're going to look at, just as I pick them up, we're going to look at the red rust. Okay, so, and just a reminder that Scott is in the background watching, and he did mention that you can hand brush these rust ones too, even though they are airbrush ready. The solvents will help get the realistic rust effects by blending the layers together. Okay, so, and because it goes on so thin too, like that's probably where these come in effect as well, especially for armored tracks. You're probably looking for, you know, like exhausts on a Tiger or any Panzers at that. Even if you're just doing like an old rust restoration garage fine build. Yeah, so this, I think these will, and after today, expect to see more of this paint on the channel. Okay, so I'm just going to use normal thinners. I'm not going to add retard or anything, because this is just this is going to dry pretty quick anyway, guys. So bit of thinners, and I'm probably going to thin this, maybe I'm guessing 75% paint to 25% thinners, so like a 3-to-1 ratio. All right, so that's there. That's probably a bit overkill, like how much paint we've got in the cup, but I can always put it back in there. Righto. So we're just going to give it a bit of a mix. Put the cup back on so we don't lose it all over the table. All right, so you can see how thin that is, which is good. Turn the Mac valve down, like right down to about 10, something like that maybe. Okay, so all we're going to do is, so you can see it all right there. I want to see if I can bring in a bit more. Stop the camera from shaking. All right, let's get back into it. So that's this one here, guys. If you've just joined the stream, it's SMS Rust from their Rust Set. And we're spraying it through the Dragon Air 3.3 needle. Yeah, it's only because I've just sprayed the zinc from the SMS Advanced range in the last video. It's why it's a bit stopped starting, because I haven't cleared the nozzle. I haven't really cleared the gun out properly, but it will. It'll just eventually just come out with the lacquers. The lacquers will eat through it. So there's that colour. That's actually quite nice, actually. Right. So that there is the first colour. And I could have used spoons to show you the demonstration, but I don't know. I just kind of like spraying it on plastic because the Plexus got all the nooks and crannies, and you're painting on styrene, and yeah, it's just, I think I get a better look at it on how it's going to be, but nothing wrong with painting on spoons. It's just I've got heaps of plastic to waste. Okay, so all right. So that's the, I'll put this to the side here. That is the red rust. And I'm just going to get some more thinners. I'm just going to give it a quick spray out. All right. And I'm just going to get a Q-tip here. Get it in there. Swish it around. Get all the excess paint off the sides. What you can also do is put your cup back on. Stick your finger over the hole. Give it a shake. That just swishes all the thinners around up the side walls and everything like that. And also gets it all around the cup up the top so you can wipe it out. And then just spray it out. Okay, so one more hit of some thinners. Just going to clean out the very bottom because the tissue couldn't get right down the bottom, so I'm just wiping out the bottom down there. Spray it out. All right, the next victim is going to be this part of the tail of the helicopter. Next colour we are going to do is red oxide. So we're going to use a little bit less paint this time. And thank you for the beep. So we've got red oxide, which is a little bit darker than the red rust that we just previously sprayed. So I might give this a bit of a shake actually, because I don't think I've given these a really good shake before. So because they're airbrush ready paints, all you're going to do is just give them a bit of a shake. And then just tip that with probably like a 50, it's almost a 50-50 mix of thinners to the red rust to the paint. All right, so whoop. Had the air turned up a little bit too high. All right, so what we're going to do is just and I'll take a photo after this stream is done as well, guys. So I'll upload it to the Facebook page, to the Outback on Facebook, and you guys can get a better look of how the colours are. And I'm not doing anything fancy here either, guys. I'm not trying to be neat. I'm just chucking the paint on the plastic just so you can see it in real time how it goes down. towel. Oh my god, it's so hot here today. My watch is saying 32, which is, what's that in Fahrenheit? Probably be, what's that, in the 90s maybe? I'm guessing. Alright, we got a blockage here. What's going on? Okay. Something stuck in there. Jeez. There's something really stuck in this airbrush at the moment. And it's called flake. Jeez. We have a major blockage, ladies and gentlemen. And it's user error. There you go. Yeah, whatever was down there didn't like, so I'm thinking it was either some of the Tamiya black paint that was down there, or it could have been the metal flakes out of that, but it didn't really be coming out. I mean, yeah, I'm not blaming nothing. It's just I just didn't clean the airbrush out properly. It's just plain and simple. It's just pure user error. So next color will be light orange rust. Now back to our regular program. So bit of that, give that a shake. So we're going to put that to the side, put this up here, and then this one here will go, try and give this a bit of a shake up too. Turn this down a little bit. Oops. What's that dripping out? Helps me put the needle back in, eh? Okay. Alright, so that. Once again, this is probably at a 50-50 dilution rate. Okay, so let's turn this that way a bit so I don't turn this down a bit more. Actually a fairly nice colour, this one. Don't mind this. Light orange rust. Nice. Alright, so keep going. So there's that one. And then finally we're going to go to the dark orange rust, and I'm just going to give this one a very, very quick clean. And I'm going to need to wipe out in here. Put some more thinners in here. And give this a shake. So this one here is the dark rust orange, or dark orange rust. And these are all flat colors. And then I'm just going to give the lid a bit of a wipe. And give this a bit of a stir. Okay, final one. And the victim for this one will be the engine block for the, it's a Tamiya, this is a Tamiya part. So I'm just going to flick this down. Just clear all the old paint out. Turn it down because we've been spraying the thinners out of it. And I'm going to hammer this one, so let's go. You remember if you haven't seen the start of the video, or you've only just jumped in now, all these colors have been sprayed over a Tamiya XF white, XF1 flat black base, acrylic base. So just get a little bit more paint. I'm just being very liberal with this too, just so I can show you how they lay down and what they look like. And what I'm going to do is just going to tip the excess back in the bottle, because that last bit I just put in was just straight out of the bottle, never thinned it. So it's just a quick touch up. And before I do anything else, because I will forget, is I'm just going to throw a healthy amount of lacquer thinners through in this airbrush. Just leave it in there. I'm just gonna let it sit. Not gonna hurt it because of the solvent resistant seals that are inside it. But guys, and I'm gonna get this black piece of cardboard again, just so I can show you. So these are the results that you have been eagerly waiting for. Just let me set these aside. Okay, where are we? Let's zoom out a little bit. That's as far as it's gonna let me go, okay? So I'm going to take a photo of these once the stream ends, because I'll probably end up using this camera on my now the iPhone 12. Its photo's a bit nicer than this one here, the old I think it's an S8. I think it's one S8 Plus. So, but they're the colors. Now, how do they lay down? Very easily. If you're a regular user of Tamiya paint, and you're over the, I don't know, I find that with Tamiya paint, you've got to add retarders to it constantly just to get rid of that blackboard effect, that chalky look, because especially if you're living in hot parts, like if you're, in the middle of the US where it's hot in the middle of summer, especially in Australia, up the northern parts, or just, what do you mean northern parts? Generally in Australia, it's hot everywhere you go in Australia. There's just no cold part unless you're in Hobart, down in Tasmania. But yeah, you don't have to add retarders to these paints if you want a smoother finish. If you're really particular how the finish is on your model, you may need to add some retarder. Not much, but you may need to. But with Tamiya, you constantly have to add retarder. This is probably why I switched over to SMS. And just it's pretty much drama-free paint. You can just straight out of the bottle. I mean, straight out of the bottle, the last coat, I just chucked it on, and it didn't run. Like it's still smooth, and it's not when they say matte, like it's flat. It's not a dead flat finish like you would say. It's not like, have I got a set here? No, it's not like the Life Color Rust Set. If you're familiar with that, how it's really flat and pastel-y. It's not like that at all. It's kind of like a semi-gloss flat in between there somewhere. So it is a nice finish. So yeah, definitely get yourself some if you are looking for a Rust set. I mean, these are like 30 ml bottles ready to go out of the out of the out of the gates. And if you want to thin it out more, I mean, I think you're can't remember what these values are, but I'll chuck a link once this stream ends. And if Scotty's still floating around, he could probably comment there as well, and what the retail value is on these, because like I said, these were a review sample from the guys at Scallight Hobby, so I didn't actually pay for these ones, so I can't actually tell you the price, but I will chuck a link down below from the website. There you go, he's still watching. Set is $40 Australian, so $10 a bottle, and that's pretty good value for money, my eyes. So go get yourself some. Feel free to leave comments down below. If you like the video, give it a like, and if you didn't like the video for whatever reason, you can give it a thumb down as well. But yeah, if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification, so more interesting videos like this or random videos like this just pop up. You'll be notified, and you get to speak with people like Scotty as well when he jumps on board. So yeah, Scotty, thanks for tuning in. It's been an absolute pleasure having you with us today here at Outback Mini Moles. Have a great weekend, mate, and just keep punching out those products. So yeah, thanks guys, stay tuned, and like I said, go check out the Outback Mini Moles Facebook page, where I will post these photos of today's stream, and you guys can check them out. All right guys, have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time here at Outback Mini Moles. This is Clem as always, signing out. Catch you later. Bye. See you, Scotty.